An unusual request by Chandler Halderson's defense team why he may not appear for his sentencing later this week. Also, Russia moves closer to NATO territory as forces expand attacks in western Ukraine. And a new report says Russia is asking China for military aid. And another push to tighten and expand Wisconsin's cash bail system. We investigate how Dane County is staying ahead of the curve. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Will he appear or not? That is the question as we look ahead to Chandler Halderson's sentencing later this week. Our digital content manager, James Langer, has been following the case since day one and spoke to an attorney about why Halderson is asking not to attend his own sentencing, James.
Yeah, there are a couple of schools of thought here. The defense is arguing Halderson should be able to waive his right to appear at his sentencing, while the DA's office says the state law requires that he appear. Local defense attorneys not involved in the case say this is the kind of request that's rare, but it's not totally unheard of. They say it's possible Halderson's defense team may just be trying to avoid a scene on Thursday, or Halderson might simply feel he doesn't need to be there considering he's facing a mandatory life sentence.
It could be that, you know, he has the right to appeal. He didn't testify at the trial, so he hasn't made public statements beyond, you know, what was played in trial as part of an interview. It could be that he's maintaining his innocence and he doesn't have anything to add and doesn't want to be there.
Now, prosecutor William Brown wrote Judge Highland a letter over the weekend asking him to reject the motion not to appear, arguing, quote, the defendant has no right to simply skip court hearings that might be uncomfortable or to avoid finally being held responsible for his behavior. Halderson's sentencing hearing is scheduled for 1:30 on Thursday afternoon. We'll be streaming the whole thing over at channel3000.com and on Channel 3000 Plus streaming apps.
All right, James, always great to have you on board with that. And let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary is on the weather patio.
And it's been mild most of the day, starting to turn a little colder as a cold front has dropped through most of southern Wisconsin. But on visible cloud track, we just had hazy sunshine or cloudy skies from much of the day with a little bit of sun peeking through. But all the precipitation has stayed to the north. There's been some light snow with a couple of inches of accumulation in northern Wisconsin and a few sprinkles south of the Twin Cities. Last night, temperatures dropped to only 32 here in Madison. Most areas were right around the freezing mark, and high temperatures today were in the 50s from Dane County southward and the mid-40s north of town. Right now, though, temperatures have dropped to 46 in Madison, still in the 50s down toward the Illinois state line as that cold front slowly works its way southward. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to about 29 degrees with cloudy skies overnight, but we're back to sunny skies for tomorrow. High temperature back up at 55, and mild weather will continue for at least a couple more days after that. I'll have more in the forecast in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. As the war in Ukraine stretches into another week, Russia expanding its offensive to the western part of the country, striking regions closer to NATO territory. Meanwhile, a U.S. official says Russia is asking China for military assistance, something both countries have denied. Chris Wynn with the latest.
Chaos and devastation as Russia intensifies its assault on Ukraine. Russian missiles hit a large military base near the western city of Lviv, killing at least 35 people and leaving more than 130 injured, according to local authorities. The attack not far from Poland, drawing the war even closer to the borders of a NATO country. Russian forces also opening fire on 2 American journalists, killing one while wounding the other, according to Kyiv police.
We crossed a checkpoint and they start shooting at us. So the driver turned around and they kept shooting.
In Kyiv, there have been heavy explosions and multiple casualties after authorities say a residential building in the Ukrainian capital was hit by shelling.
Sick kids fleeing on makeshift medical trains. The unthinkable bombing of a maternity ward. Parents weeping over their children's broken bodies in the streets.
U.S. officials say Russia has asked China for military support, including drones, as well as economic assistance. Both countries deny the request was made.
We will not stand by and allow any country to compensate Russia for its losses from the economic sanctions.
Meanwhile, the 4th round of talks between Ukraine and Russia were put on hold until Tuesday. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will give a virtual address to Congress on Wednesday. In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Well, as you heard, President Zelensky expected to make that direct appeal to Congress for more support. Ukraine continues to press President Biden for more assistance. In a letter to members, Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said Congress will continue its commitment to support Ukraine by delivering humanitarian aid and economic assistance to the country, as well as isolate Russia's economy. Meanwhile, many Ukrainian cities are scrambling to protect dozens of monuments and art collections. Statues around the country are being covered with heavy canvas, fireproof padding, or shielded with walls of sandbags. The famous Opera House in Odessa, which survived World War II, is now under military guard, and paintings in the Kharkiv Museum, including Russian works, have been taken off the walls and hidden away for protection.
It's simply irony of fate that we should be saving paintings by Russian artists from their own nation.
The UN Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization says an entire culture could disappear in this war, and it's calling for Ukraine's important historical sites to be protected. And right now, Poland activists are blocking Russian and Belarusian trucks in an effort to prevent them from crossing into Belarus with supplies for the Russian military. The group fears the goods will help reinforce Russian forces as they intensify attacks in Ukraine. Polish leaders say they're expecting the European Union to close off transport links to Russia and Belarus soon. Pfizer plans to donate all of its proceeds from a Russian subsidiary to support humanitarian causes in Ukraine. In a statement, the company says it's maintaining its supply of medication to Russia, but will be donating the profits from its Russian subsidiary to support Ukraine. The company will also stop new clinical trials in Russia and end some of its planned investments there. A spokesperson for the company called Russia's attacks unprovoked and unjustified. In the wake of the tragedy, Wisconsin once again pushing to tighten and expand the state's cash bail system. But when to set cash bail and how to do so are decisions only a court can make. Investigative reporter Naomi Coles continues your coverage looking at how Dane County is using a tool ahead of the curve. Naomi?
In many counties, only 2 people or entities are making a recommendation to a judge about what kind of bail and release conditions to set. But in Dane County and a few others around Wisconsin, there's a third, more neutral party. That's a risk assessor, and in Dane County, it's a 9-point scale. It measures a person's past criminal history, court appearance history, and a number of other factors to use a data-informed approach when deciding how likely that person is to commit a new violent crime if released. That recommendation then goes to the court. It's not a perfect system, but it is designed to be more objective.
I think it is having an impact. I mean, it's a good tool, but it is a tool. I mean, it's a resource for the court. It's a resource for the public defenders and for the prosecutors to have another way of looking at a person's background.
Using a risk assessment like this one was a recommendation that a 2018 legislative study committee put out as a new state bill. But like other recs from that group, it went nowhere. That's all part of my latest investigation online right now at Channel 3000, looking at how tragedy has more than once prompted bail reform in Wisconsin, but how those changes don't always have the intended consequences.
Naomi, thank you. Today, Attorney General Josh Kaul filed a lawsuit against 2 companies over Pfas pollution in northeastern Wisconsin. The suit alleges Tycho fire products began releasing firefighting foam into the environment from a Marinette testing facility back in 1962. The chemicals have contaminated the area's soil, air, and ground and surface water. The lawsuit alleges Johnson Controls also failed to properly investigate the contamination. The companies have not commented on the lawsuit. A new construction project on the Beltline is underway. The project started last night east on the Beltline at Todd Drive. Westbound lanes won't be impacted here. The closures typically start at 7 p.m. and run until 6 in the morning. Single-lane closures start at 7 p.m. with 2 lanes closed at 9. The project will turn the shoulder into a part-time lane for rush hour and other traffic times that are high. It includes resurfaced pavement, new barrier walls, and updated drainage.
We're certainly looking forward to that and improving that travel time reliability, reducing those morning and afternoon commute delays, and hoping for a smoother ride in the future.
And the flex lane is expected to open sometime this summer. Right now, police are looking for a gunman who has killed at least 5 homeless people in New York and Washington, D.C. Investigators say the man targets people sleeping on the streets. They say he approached at least 3 homeless men in D.C. and shot them early one morning. Days later, 2 more attacks were reported in New York City. 2 of the victims have died.
Unfortunately, this violence feels like a natural byproduct of this unchecked bigotry and hatred that our unhoused neighbors face on a day-to-day basis.
Federal officials have joined the investigation and are urging anyone experiencing homelessness in those cities to seek shelter. A Democratic Political Action Committee is filing a complaint against former President Trump. The group says Trump is illegally raising and spending money for his third presidential campaign. Campaign finance laws require anyone raising money to support a campaign to formally declare their candidacy before raising or spending more than $5,000, something the former president has not officially declared. A Trump spokesperson called the complaint frivolous, saying it has zero merit. Trump's network of political groups started the year with $122 million. Next at 5, DHS officials begin a thank you tour honoring local frontline workers in their fight against COVID. And while cases continue to drop in the U.S., new lockdowns are enforced in other parts of the world. We'll have the latest. And later, give a pint to get a pint. Now a local brewery is helping combat the state's blood shortage. That's next hour at 6. And on Wall Street, the NASDAQ takes another hit to start the week, down more than 262 points. The Dow mostly unchanged. The S&P falls 31, and we'll be right back.
We're USA Insulation, and our premium injection foam turns your cold and drafty house into a warm and toasty home. Call now and save $500 on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation. Upgrade any space and maximize storage with great closet system solutions at Menards. Designer's Image wooden closet systems are great for hanging clothes and storing accessories in closets or entryway rooms. Or make your storage your own with Decoded Closet's great selection of custom sizes and styles to match your specific needs. Save 11% on all Decoded Closets and Designer's Image wooden closet systems. Right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. At Affordable Dentures and Implants, that moment when we see a patient smile is everything to us. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we're here to help you. Go ahead and smile.
Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and smile.
Dylan, how's that sofa you can't return from that big internet site?
Honestly, not that great.
Well, Slumberland can help. It's our biggest finance sales event of the year. Just $20 a month will get you a gorgeous sectional, a 3-piece bedroom group, when you spend $1,200 and pay no interest for 5 years.
No way.
How about kicking back in this luxury leather power recliner for just $25 a month? And come to Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've reinvented mattress shopping.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pills and inferior technology that hurts and just masks your ED. Fix it for good. The best part, our ED treatment is non-invasive, painless, and you can get back to your natural functionability after just a few short in-office sessions. Call us today and mention this ad, and your initial consultation is free. We are Madison's trusted specialist and only national erectile dysfunction provider. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
We're USA Insulation, and our premium injection foam turns your cold and drafty house into a warm and toasty home. Call now and save $500 on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
At 6, we follow up on our special report last night on bail reform. Tonight, we take a look at Dane County's risk assessment when it comes to bail recommendations. And we'll tell you about a unique blood drive a Verona business hosted with the Red Cross today. That's tonight at 6.
Away from your TV? Not a problem. Get breaking news, weather alerts, and political coverage from the award-winning News 3 Now team. Plus, all things Madison. Stay connected anywhere with Channel 3000, Madison's #1 digital news source. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
DHS and Governor Evers stopped by the Alliant Energy Center vaccination area today to honor Wisconsin's frontline workers, partners, and communities for their efforts during the pandemic. Today's event, start of a thank you tour. DHS will be visiting local health departments, tribal health clinics, aging disability resource centers, schools, and COVID testing and vaccination sites. The Director of Public Health Dane County spoke at the event, thanking staff for their dedication.
For our public health staff, dedication and commitment to serve the people of Dane County has never wavered. This department has proven its ability to adjust and adapt, shifting focus and resources where it's needed most.
Heinrich continued to say that thank you does not begin to cover her personal gratitude that she has for everyone who's continued to work through the pandemic, putting themselves at risk for the benefit of others. Now, COVID cases continue to fall in the U.S., but in places like China, they're seeing yet another round of lockdowns, and the World Health Organization is warning the war in Ukraine could worsen the pandemic. Danya Backus has the latest.
People are lining up for COVID tests in northeast China's Jilin province as the area experiences its largest outbreak since the pandemic started. The Omicron variant is fueling the spike, forcing the population of 9 million into lockdown. The parts of Beijing are also under lockdown. This shop owner said she's not worried because she's boosted and said as long as people are cautious, there's no need to be scared. The World Health Organization says the war in Ukraine could make the pandemic worse as people flee and fan across Europe. As the planet passed the 2-year mark of the pandemic last week, the organization's head issued a warning.
The pandemic is far from over, and it will not be over anywhere until it's over everywhere.
Here in the U.S., cases of COVID have plunged to the lowest level in 8 months. Today, California lifted its mandatory mask requirement in schools, leaving the decision to local districts.
I mean, we got to live life like, we got to go on.
98% of Americans are now living in low or medium COVID risk areas, and more than 81% are vaccinated with at least 1 dose. On Sunday, the CEO of vaccine maker Pfizer said on Face the Nation that a 4th dose is necessary.
The protection what you're getting from the third, it is good enough. Actually quite good for hospitalizations and deaths. It's not that good against infections, but doesn't last very long.
Former President Obama tweeted that he's tested positive and is experiencing a scratchy throat but is feeling fine. Michelle Obama tested negative. Obama is urging Americans to get vaccinated if they haven't already. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Last month, Dr. Anthony Fauci said the possibility of another round of boosters was being very carefully monitored. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden spoke at the International Women of Courage Awards today. 12 women from around the world were recognized for their work, demonstrating courage, strength, and leadership. Each woman honored for advocating human rights, gender equity, and empowering women and girls in their communities. Cleanup continues in Stoughton after a tornado earlier this month. The storm's impact was significant, damaging homes and businesses throughout the area. Today, with help from the Stoughton Public Works Department, community members picked up the pieces.
We had extensive tree damage as well as homes that were damaged. And we had tree debris everywhere you can imagine. The streets were littered with tree debris, and so our main focus is on opening up those streets.
Cleanup crews will finish debris collection tomorrow. Let's get a look at our certified most accurate weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary, with these warm temps, you always got to keep an eye out for severe weather this time of year as it starts to warm up.
Yeah, and I don't see any in the immediate future, plus the fact that we could use some rain. Now, 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Temperatures are going to be pretty mild. Back in the mid-50s for tomorrow, probably middle 60s for Wednesday. We do have some shower chances in the forecast Thursday and Friday, but the key word there is chance. Some of the computer models keep us almost completely dry. One computer model, the main U.S. computer model, actually shows rain and snow across southern Wisconsin. We could use the moisture. We don't want accumulating snow, I suppose, at this point. But right after that, temperatures will turn mild again as we head into next week or this weekend and early next week. By Sunday and Monday, temperatures could be back up to around 60 degrees. Snowfall, well, for the season so far, 25.9 inches. We're now 20 inches below normal as far as snow is concerned. Of course, with not having that snow melt means that the drought conditions will continue to intensify if we don't get any rain here across southern Wisconsin. Last year, we were at 43.2 inches. Normally, by this time of year, we have about 46.1 inches. So we've had about 90% of our snow at this point of the year. On Doppler track, there has been some accumulating snow up in the northern portion of the state, a couple of inches up toward Wausau, narrow band to just north of Green Bay, and then a few light rain showers on the western end. But you can see how those rain showers have fizzled because the air across southern Wisconsin is dry. So as those showers try to move into that dry air, they just kind of evaporate. There are winter weather advisories for that little band of snow for at least into the early evening hours through northern Wisconsin. But you can see the northern part of the state still has a pretty healthy snow cover. Southern Wisconsin pretty much snow-free. I mean, there are piles of snow around, but for the most part, a lot of the ground is bare. And, of course, down to the south, remember that snow that we had late last week? Well, that just all disappeared this weekend. And you can see temperatures are running above where they were at this time yesterday, south of Madison to the east. We're actually a little bit colder than we were at this time because we had a cold front come through over the last couple of hours, and temperatures have started to drop. But notice it's already warming up again near the U.S.-Canadian border. That's the next bout of mild air heading in our direction. You can see the jet stream is flattened out here, but notice in the western part of the country, that jet stream coming in from the southwest. So that's the milder Pacific air we were talking about last week. It's now working its way eastward across the country. With time, that will get our temperatures into the mid-50s tomorrow, mid-60s on Wednesday. Here's the cold front I was talking about. It's not a very strong cold front, but it is a wind shift. North of the front, winds out of the northeast. South of the front, winds still out of the south and southwest. Temperatures south of the front still upper 50s to lower 60s across northern Illinois. North of the front, they drop into the 30s in that snow across far northern Wisconsin. Here in southern Wisconsin, without the snow cover, temperatures are in between, right in the 40s. And you can see on future track, that snow moving away. Skies turn partly cloudy overnight and then partly sunny for tomorrow. Wind shift back to the southwest. Those temperatures warm right back up. Tomorrow, I'm looking for a high temperature of 55 degrees under partly sunny skies here. And we're up to 65 degrees on Wednesday with partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy as well. Thursday, a chance of showers, high of 55. The showers could be mixed with some snow north of Madison Thursday night. Friday, a chance of showers, and then maybe a mix late Friday night before that comes to an end. And then notice those temperatures warming back up into the upper 50s for Sunday and Monday. Better chances for rain on Tuesday, and then some showers as weather system moves out on Wednesday. As we check out first warn traffic, here's the view of the Beltline right now at Monona Drive. Traffic moving pretty steadily in both directions. Not seeing any big problems. There's just a minor delay just before Monona Drive on the eastbound Beltline, but other than that, travel times are pretty normal. 17 minutes on the eastbound Beltline, 14 minutes on the westbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison, Beltline to Janesville is a 25-minute trip. Middleton to Sauk City on US 12 will take you 16 minutes, and downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue, US 151, that's 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Just ahead, why being left in the dark is a good thing for your sleep. The latest research next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Vitense Golfland offers 2 golf and multi-sport simulator suites. Play great golf courses with unmatched viewing clarity. Play different sports such as football and soccer. Have fun with Zombie Ball. Vitense Golfland provides simulator fun for everyone.
My daughter has type 2 diabetes, and lately, I've seen this change in her.
Once-weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C. It lowers blood sugar from the first dose, and you could lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner. With access to financial advice, tools, and a personalized plan that helps you build a future for those you love. Vanguard. Become an owner.
I can't take it anymore. It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free? Perfect.
I can change, honey.
Not you. These drafty old windows.
Oh.
It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free from Feldco.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting. and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me. Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical is Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen, May 10th to 15th at Overture Center. Find your tickets at overture.org today.
As you remodel, don't toss your cabinets and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Give your items a second life while proceeds build Habitat for Humanity homes. Donate today. Habitat Restore, Dane County.
Vitense Golfland offers an outdoor golf range practice and entertainment experience for all ages. Golf suites with 36 covered and heated tee areas are equipped with free top tracer. Grill and bar items are served directly to your golf suite. Enjoy sweet fun at Vitense Golfland.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
If you leave the lights on or TV when you try to sleep, new research suggests that's bad for your heart. Elise Preston shows us why you may want to shut the blinds when it's time for some shut-eye.
We know a good night's sleep is good for our health. Now, new research suggests you should close the blinds and curtains and turn down all the lights before bed.
Do you prefer lights on or lights off?
Lights off. I just think I would sleep better that way.
A new study from Northwestern Medicine shows being exposed to even moderate light during sleep can harm cardiovascular function and increase insulin resistance, which are risk factors for heart disease, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome.
When you're sleeping with the lights on, your heart rate goes up during the entire night while you're sleeping. And then the next day, your glucose measurements, it showed that more insulin had to be secreted to be able to bring your glucose to a normal level.
Exposure to artificial light during sleep is common. It's estimated up to 40% of people sleep with the TV on or a bedside lamp or light on in the bedroom.
Researchers say get lots of bright light during the day. That can help protect you from some of the light that comes in during the night and improve your sleep through your circadian rhythms.
Dr. Phyllis Z is lead author of the study.
About 2 hours before you actually go to bed, start dimming it down. And then in your room, be aware of the light sources. Be aware of that and try to block that out.
Block outdoor light with blackout shades or eye masks. Keep color in mind. Red or orange light is less stimulating for the brain, so keep white or blue light away from the bed. And if you need a light in the bedroom, make it dim and close to the floor. Dr. Z says if you're able to see things really well in your bedroom, it's probably too light. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Researchers also remind you to keep safety in mind with a dark room, especially for older adults. And stay with us for a final check of your First Warn forecast.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now at 5.
When 140-mile-per-hour winds come out of nowhere and try to wipe you off the map. When you look up and see sky where your roof used to be. When the power is out and stays out for 7 or 8 or 10 days. When the phone lines are down and the cell phones have all gone dead. You find out who your friends are. Because the worst brings out our best.
Senator Ron Johnson, you know, when I lost my husband, he made sure he reached out to me. He made sure I had everything that I need and still, you know, pick up the phone and call me if you need anything. He always says that a lot of people say things when they don't know. I said, I just wish people knew you like I knew you. So the best advice I could ever give a person is before you listen to what somebody else has to say, please get to know a person for yourself.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
What do a 20-ounce Coca-Cola and a Quick Trip take-home meal have in common? You know, besides that they're both delicious. They earn you chances to win a brand new Chevy Tahoe in our Coca-Cola Scratch Game. They play the Scratch Game in your Quick Rewards app, and you can win a Chevy Tahoe or other great prizes. Play for free daily in your Quick Rewards app, or purchase any Quick Trip take-home meal, 20-ounce Coca-Cola, or Smart Water to receive even more chances to play and win. Play the Coca-Cola Scratch Game today, and you can eat, drink, and scratch your way behind the wheel of a new Chevy Tahoe.
Everyone's invited to the prom. From the creators of the Book of Mormon, Elf and the Drowsy Chaperone, The Prom is a musical comedy about big Broadway stars on a mission to change the world and the love they discover that unites them all. The Prom makes you believe in musical comedy again. So full of happiness that you think your heart is about to burst. Everyone deserves a chance to celebrate.
Everyone's invited to the prom. Get your tickets at overture.org.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Tonight on a special edition of the CBS Evening News from the Poland-Ukraine border, Russia's assault on Kyiv intensifies. The news tonight about Americans killed and injured in Ukraine as hundreds of thousands are trapped. Plus, with nearly 3 million people fleeing Ukraine, the new threat for sex trafficking for women and girls. What we learned tonight about how officials are trying to protect them. Plus, what we encountered here on the border, the incredible kindness. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary's back. Final check of the forecast.
We got some hazy sunshine out there. There's the live view from the WISC Skycam. Winds, though, have shifted around to the north, so temperatures have dropped into the middle 40s here in Madison, already in the upper 30s to our north, whereas temperatures are close to 60 near the Illinois state line. Look for a low tonight of about 29 in Madison. High tomorrow, 55 with partly sunny skies. 65 on Wednesday. Some shower chances Thursday and Friday. Maybe a little snow mixed in at night. And then temperatures warm back up early next week with some shower chances the early part of the week.
All right, Gary, thank you. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.